Hi, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go through and show you some new things that I've been seeing on this one pair, this one trade I've been working on. So we're going to start our screen share so we can pull it up and you can see what I'm talking about. And this is it. This is New Zealand dollar, USD dollar, otherwise known as NZDUSD. I have this specific trade on a daytime chart, so I have a fuller idea of what's going on. And I'll explain that to you here in just a moment. I opened this trade as a buy, and the price was 0.68310. My stop loss was actually going down to an hour time chart to let you see the full picture. Is actually a negative 6,000 pips or $60 because it's a 0.01 lot size, making it the 6,000. And my stop loss is 0.62310. And my take profit is also 6,000 pips or $60 profit, putting it at 0.74310. The current price on this is actually 0.66353, and it's fluctuating, put me at negative $19.57. Now, the last time we spoke, I was actually at a negative $15 even when the market opened back up yesterday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and that was Sunday. So, yes, it's gone down a little bit, but it's not enough to be overly concerned about, and I'll show you why. When you go into the daytime chart, you can see the pattern and the trend that this specific trade has been going through. The constant ups and downs, the 3 and up, 3 and up. It's all through here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's all through it. So currently, being the negative $19.65 where the market is, if you look left when you trade right, go clear back to January of 2016, and you can see that it's doing what it was doing right here. It's doing the motion of the ups and downs. So if I can see right, the actual complete pattern is just a little further right here. It's a little further down, and it continually does its 3 touches before it turns and goes the opposite direction. We want it to go the opposite direction, and it will. Giving time, it will do just that. And this being right here is not too far from what it was right here. You can see the pattern that it has. It's definitely going to turn around and go up. It just might take some time. So if you don't have the patience to wait it out, then it may not be the one you want to be in and doing. Now, New Zealand USD's patterns, you can put many different positions, many different buys, as well as sells through this time frame. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But as it's moving with this one specific broker, if I add an extra buy or sell, I have to pull out the first one that I put in before I can pull out the second one. For instance, with their first in, first out rule, FIFO, you put a price in to a specific spot. You've got to get it out before you can get another point place that you put in. It could be either a sell or a buy. It does not have to be 2 buys or 2 sells. It could be a buy and a sell, and you'd have to pull the first one out that you place before you can pull the second one out. In the long run, it doesn't do too well. It keeps you wondering and thinking, hey, wait a minute, this isn't right. But having just one trade, one position in one pair keeps my margin level over the 3,400 mark. I don't have to worry about being stomped out in this. The brokers will say, oh, they're losing too much. Let's get rid of it. Because if we're not going to lose our money, she's going to lose hers, or he's going to lose his. We're going to close this one down. With that, that is another reason why I just have the one position in the trade on this, in this broker. Now, yeah, you can do in many different time frames. And yes, you can trade in the smaller time frames. For my way of trading, for the long haul, the long term, these others, let me show you. A minute time frame. Can you see what you're going to do here? I'm not going to do much on a minute. And the market is definitely open. So the 5 minute, you might have just read the first paragraph of an excellent story in about this time. Maybe, if you're a fast reader. 15 minute, still don't see a lot of the story. Not the whole picture. And that's where I'm going to. In 15 minutes, you might be able to read the first page of a book, maybe. The 30 minute, you got maybe the first chapter, depending on how fast you read. Here, I still don't see exactly what I can do with this specific pair. It's anyone's guess. When we get finally into the hour time hour time charts, we can actually see some movement and see possibly of what this trade is doing on the trend side of it. But I'm still a little concerned. Not really at ease. My 4 hour is awesome. Keep in mind that the longer you're trading in a pair, the longer you keep it, the more apt it will actually do what you're wanting it to do, because it follows its trend. Every time you see it, every time it moves, you can actually see the patterns it's putting. So 4 hour time chart is not a bad time chart to be with. And you can mark this up. This is called a naked chart because there is no indicators here. There's no trend lines. There's no markup whatsoever. Due to the reason is my health. I have a lot of seizures while I sleep, eliminating all my ability to remember. So I had to relearn walking, what to do, who I am, where I'm going every single day. And this is just one more thing it's near impossible to learn every single day. So that's why I use what's called a naked chart. 4 hour works pretty good. To get a full, complete picture of the trend of this trade, the patterns that is showing me, I don't go any lower normally than the day time chart, 1 day. I have a clear picture of exactly what I can see it do. And it goes all the way back to January of 2014. So I have quite about 4.5 years sitting here that I can actually say, okay, well, it did that there, and it did this here, and then it went down and did this, and then down a little further and this. Keep in mind my stop loss is below that price right there, because it can go back down there. I don't foresee it, but it's a possibility. And then it goes up and then down and up, and then eventually you get to be able to read the trend of this specific pair and the trade that it's doing. And that is why I do a naked chart. Naked chart meaning no indicators. No, I'm not nude while I'm trading, obviously. The chart itself, without any indicators, without any lines, without any trend lines, consolidation, I have an issue with some of my words because I have to relearn them as well as everything else. So it's a little difficult, but I will get it for you. Their indicators aren't here. They're not needed. I am trying to make sure that I make it possible for anyone, anywhere, can learn simple math that you would normally get in the 3rd grade in the US and copy and paste. And you can do this. Take your time, take patience, no emotion when you're trading, and never forget that you are always a student. That we are all always a student, and there is always something for us to learn. Keep in mind when you trade right, but you look left, because looking left will give you the pattern and the trend that this specific pair is doing in the market. And that's why I say what I do. So I'm going to stop my screen share here and see if there's any questions. Going once, going twice, and gone. And before we go, I want to make it an announcement that I will be doing presentations 3 times a week on top of the 6 times a week that I do the training on simple trading. I want to make sure that the skills and the education is available to those that are looking for it. That's my only goal. And until we meet again tomorrow, which is Tuesday, I want you to have an excellent evening or day, depending on where you are in the world, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.